When you've done with one hand, you might, if you wish, do it also with the other. Now, while you're listening to this, keep noticing the place in the middle of your forehead and your hand as if they were joined at one place. Each time you do this exercise, you're creating an increased ability to observe and therefore control your thoughts from within. Not because I'm telling you, but because what you're doing, this exercise, is going to make it happen from now on. Each time you do this exercise, you will create a greater awareness of the present, and the unpleasant events of the past become less and less important, dissolved in the light of reality. Not because you're told, but because this exercise will make it possible. You should not dwell morbidly on the past or worry about the future. Wait until the reason for your problem surfaces, and when it does, notice any resentment against being shown. Your exercise will help you keep your awareness in the present, always from now onwards. Not because you're told to, because the exercise makes it possible. The exercise will clear your mind and cause you to realize the simple principles that will be revealed to you in the place in your mind where resentment and judgment always rose. Be aware of your silly ego needs, and then realize that no one can fulfill them. Be aware of the folly of looking outside to others for fulfillment. Look at your impatience. And in realizing your need for patience, patience will come. See what causes frustration and impatience. Surely it is some form of ambition for yourself or for someone. Realize the folly of that ambition. Now, having more compassion because you're more patient, you need not let things upset you or frustrate you, not in the slightest degree, especially those little unkind, unfair, dishonest things that people say and do to motivate you, to degrade you. You really ought not to be annoyed inwardly or outwardly. You must not suppress the anger. You have control over your emotional machinery just by being patient. Observe your impatience, which you used as a means of getting the ego drive and for judging others and having your way. See the need to overlook and be patient. Make allowances right in the moment, not because you are told to or have to, because you see it's right to do it. Don't be afraid to speak up patiently. Don't be surprised to see a lot of past suppressed resentment bubbling to the surface for release after that. You will soon realize it's your resentment that hurts you more than the unthinking cruelties of other people. Therefore, from now on, watch out for the opportunity to overlook and be outspoken right there and then, right on the spot. Not 2 seconds later, but immediately, right in the moment when it happens. Don't let resentment rush over you. Put a space between the moment and that resentment as it rises, so that you will respond more to what you know is right in your heart, and come to know what is right in your heart progressively, and less to conditions and people. Learn to make allowances for everyone from now on. It's called forgiveness, no matter who it is, especially those who are close to you, because you cannot control your faults, those you can see and those you cannot. It is unwise to be resentful towards the faults of others, especially your family. The ones to make allowances for first are the ones close to you. If you cannot do it for them, how can you expect to do it to strangers and live in the world? On the other hand, if you're patient with them, it will be easier to cope with the pressures of the world. True love does not expect anything from anyone. It is what you expect, ambition and ulterior motive, and do not receive, that make you frustrated and resentful. It does not matter what others have or do. When you do something for anyone, do it because you see it's wise and good, not because for any reward or you feel obligated to do it. Watch the feeling of obligation in the solar plexus until it goes away, and then you can choose to do it or not. You must no longer have any imaginary conversations with people as to what you are going to say or do the next time you see them. Have faith, be spontaneous. Never mind what you should have done or could have said. What has been cannot be changed, no matter how much you wish it. But you can change from now on through having patience rather than resentment every moment of your life. If you have felt disturbed about some worry or mistake in the past, remember the people you wronged, if they were good, would have forgiven you without your asking. And if they're not good, just start making allowances from now on anyway, for it is written, "Forgive us as we forgive." As you forgive others and be patient with them, you will stop judging yourself. The coward is a coward from the time he should have been brave until the next time. If he fails to be brave, he is a greater coward with more remorse than ever before. But if he chooses to be courageous, he will no longer be a coward. If the world should suddenly become perfect, the coward could never have the chance to redeem himself. So it is with you. You've allowed yourself to become judgmental and resentment over many trivial things in your life when you could have overlooked and made allowances. Therefore be glad when people are rude. It's an opportunity. For here is the opportunity to be patient and relive that past moment anew and give up judgment. If there was no danger, you could not possess courage. If there was no cruelty, hate, or temptation, how can you develop love and virtue? Cruel and unthinking people are giving you the opportunity to accomplish now what you failed to do before. The situation that once made you upset, guilty, and afraid will now become the things to give you happiness and well-being from now on. Therefore, whosoever shall try to anger you or upset you is actually giving you the opportunity to rise above your problems. They do not know this, but they're doing you a great service. And the harder people try to upset you, the calmer you must become, and the brighter you will shine. So remember to overlook on the spot, and be plain-spoken with firmness, kindness, and patience from now on. Whosoever tries to annoy you intentionally or otherwise is trying to hurt and even control you with your own resentment. Simply observe them. Don't let resentment work against you. Respond only with patient endurance. And whatever thought or deed that comes forth out of that center of calmness, live it out. Take resentment out of everything so that you discern rather than judge. One is innocence, one is guilt. Let this run through your thoughts often. Have the awareness of it in your mind at all times. Keep this as a spiritual and moral goal. Let this idea of patient endurance be more important than any material goal in this world, for it is the means by which all else can be accomplished. Let the whole procedure of meditation give you a satisfaction and joy of doing it that will far exceed the pleasure of material things. It should be a joy to think about, to understand it, and to do it again and again, so the light will modify everything that passes through your mind from the world. You should make decisions according to it. First be patient and then make the decision. Everything you feel, do, or say should conform to it. That is, be patient, overlook, endure cruelty on the spot, and be outspoken where wisdom dictates, with firmness, kindness, and patience. Meditate because you can see it's the right thing to do, not because you have to. Do it because you yearn for understanding. Do it for the sake of finding and being committed to what is true and good. Do it for the pure love of seeing truth prevail, to be a better person, regardless of profit or loss, whether or not it makes you feel good. If you want to have a real goal to think about, let it be this one. If I could be unmoving in my patience and discern people as they are and not look through yesterday's eyes and see them without judging them for what they've done in the past, I would be better off. For this is the truth. No other goal or first cause will give you satisfaction. Everything here points to the simple instruction to be patient, to endure, to overlook people's faults while actually looking at them without judging them, but seeing them anyway. Discern, don't judge. Add resentment to discernment, and what you've got is judgment. Judgment is guilt. Discernment is innocence. Overlook on the spot. Be plain-spoken with firmness, kindness, and patience. That's the secret, always. Part of this guidance is to help you to understand, to free you from emotionality so you can understand.